Hello and welcome to this week's casual review. I'm Fred. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. This week we're talking about South Park: The Fractured But Whole. Now, I played it for the first time in January of 2024, and I have to say, I had a great time playing it. There were a couple of things I took issue with, but overall, I had a very positive experience. One of the things I absolutely loved about the game is how customizable it is in terms of not just of how your character looks, but in terms of as you play throughout the course of the game, you get a lot of customization with your party of who you are taking into every single combat situation, as well as your power sets. Like you get an opportunity to try and adjust your powers and skills before each and every battle, which is really awesome. So you can always try and put yourself in a position to win regardless of your level of the level of difficulty. Uh, and getting into the combat situation of the game is like once you get into the facing the various enemies, which ranges from sixth graders to Professor Chaos's minions to Korean speaking ninjas to giant mutated versions of Kyle's cousin Kyle. uh there is a wide variety of enemies to deal with over the course of the game. Some of the more memorable enemies are obviously as relates to the boss fights. Again, you got the giant version of a grotesque mutated version of Kyle's cousin. Then you have there's the hidden fight with Morgan Freeman. You have Oh crap! Now I'm trying to remember a lot of this stuff as I'm recording this. You also have a boss fight against Randy Marsh, for example. Then you have like things where you're having to reach certain objectives or do certain things to get things accomplished, such as running from spontaneous boutte, which is uh, quite memorable. The other thing is here, in addition to like the customization of characters and powers and everything in terms of how you look, and how strong you get, and what buffs you can give yourself, is the characters and allies. You're not just limited to Kyle, Stan, Cartman, Kenny, and Butters. You also have Wendy, Craig, Tweak, uh, Scott Malkison, and I've Clyde. So and if you have the DLC expansions, you also get access to Henrietta, and I forget the guy who's Mintberry Crunch. So you have all of those. Uh, so you have like a wide combination of characters that you can choose from to so so you can give yourself, okay, you can set up your team to be able to attack at range, or give yourself, I also forgot Jimmy. I think I may have said Timmy, but Jimmy is the other character there. But you can set your characters up for a lot of to having a lot of maneuverability, to be able to attack at range or get up close and do a lot of damage uh, at very close range. Some characters are better than others depending on the individual situation. Uh, so so again, a lot of the customization I absolutely loved, and constantly feeling engaged. I do believe it really helped that I did do two playthroughs of Persona 5 Tactica, which actually helped me have a better understanding of how to play this and deal with the combat system in the Fractured But Whole. In terms of, okay, having to think a little bit more strategically than I than I normally would. So that may have helped my appreciation and helped me have a lot more fun with the game. Visually, obviously, the game looks like an episode of South Park. All the characters sound as they should sound. There is a lot more music. The actual musical score is a hell of a lot better with a lot more references and stuff. It doesn't have like that same. There was more effort put on the music side with this game than the Stick of Truth. Now there is actually something I did not particularly care for, and that's all the various mini games that appear throughout the course of the Fracture Butthole. They kind of got a lot tedious. Thankfully, there was an assist mode to be able uh, uh, to help negate that particular experience. I get why they were there. Of course, it was the style of the time, but I don't feel like the mini games were warranted uh, or needed to add to the experience. If anything, they were more of a hindrance as far as I'm concerned. Now, much like the Stick of Truth, this game definitely encourages you to explore. As there are a number of collectibles around the game, such as finding Big Gay Al's cats, finding every single toilet, to dropping a deuce in, to placing headshots for that one dude. I forget his name, but placing headshots around town. The granted that's not a collectible, but it kind of is. And then you have the Yowie arc all around the game as it focuses on the Craig and Tweak shipping that was and which is actually some of the most some of the best parts of the most fun I had in the game in terms of exploring was actually finding all of those particular pieces of artwork. Those were uh there I had a strong appreciation for finding them as because they tie so perfectly into Craig and Tweak's little side story here regarding their relationship problems. It's like, oh, wait a second here. I want to see these characters get back together, and then they have like their ultimate team up with them was a complete anime aesthetic. And that the tune of Let's Fighting Love playing is just like it's it's hard to be when I saw that for the first time in during the playthrough. That put a big smile on my face. It's like, yeah, that's right, because it fit so perfectly with all the artwork that we were trying to find. Which actually that also was a big change I appreciated too, because trying to find and friend everyone in the Stick of Truth is a real pain in the ass. Uh, so you so you While on the flip side here, you actually just have a nice little list of items to collect, and you are not and it's a fixed item, so you don't have to try and get everyone to be a follower of you during the course of your adventure. So that's not tied to an achievement, but finding all the actual collectible items are. So again, putting the big focus on the artwork as opposed to meeting every single character was a big upgrade as far as I'm concerned. Now, if there was something that was weak about this game, because again, you got the kids playing superheroes and things just get gradually out of hand over the course of their little adventure, them sneaking out at night, and the overall plot of like crime is suddenly increasing in South Park, and it's but it all being tied into Cartman just wanting to troll his friends and just being Cartman at the end of the day in order to become mayor was or at least have his Mitch Connor persona become mayor. That kind of falls apart at the end. Um, well, because while the twist of Princess Kenny, uh, being the end game boss in the Stick of Truth, fit the total vibe. The fact that the final boss fight of the main game, the main story experience of the Fractured But Whole, is basically beating the shit out of Cartman and Kyle, with both of them having Mitch Connor hand puppets, and somehow Cartman is voicing both of them, unless Kyle is voicing one. That just raises so many questions, and it hurts my brain trying to actually figure out, work was Kyle and Cartman working together in all this, because it is straight up painted. The story, the plot is painted in a way that says, oh yeah, this is just Cartman trolling, but the ending with it, considering that Kyle and Cartman are on the same side for for just about every aspect of the game until the whole concept of Mitch Connor is introduced, um, is is just completely baffling to me, and it in many ways it almost hurts the overall experience in that regard. But at the same time, the game does make up for it by actually giving the new kid an actual backstory as to why he has his farting powers and so forth. So now, would I play through the Fractured But Whole again at some point? There is a possibility there, because mainly because there is the token experience, um, which essentially involves playing a game on, specifically, what is it, Mastermind difficulty, and and making the character black. So which would, the only thing that would draw me back on that is actually the difficulty setting itself, because Mastermind difficulty, I think, is the hardest or second hardest difficulty that's available setting in the game. And I know a lot of folks are going to say, so it's like making a black character is the most difficult setting in the game. No, that just affects how various characters interact with you and prevents you from fighting Morgan Freeman. The so because I think there was a lot of things that actually made the game easier for you, because it says like it affects uh the character's life throughout the course of the game as the various social interactions. So my biggest concern would actually be the difficulty setting, because some of these characters some of the enemies can't hit hard even on the easiest difficulty setting. So that would be the one thing that would give me pause, is actually having to play the game on Mastermind difficulty. But we can consider it good, maybe, because I can easily see this being like playing a South Park trilogy of games between the Stick of Truth, the Fractured But Whole, and Snow Day. Which, by the time this video is up on my YouTube channel, Snow Days, you would probably have been out for a couple of months at this point. Anyway, I think that will wrap everything up here regarding my thoughts and opinions and general ranting. So with that said, if you played the Fractured But Whole before, leave your thoughts and thoughts on the game in the comment section below. Would love to see what you thought of the game. So tighten your friendship bracelet, stay safe. Like and subscribe if you want to. Most people don't. I know I never do. So, and with that said, we'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.